BJ Murphy. I'm a Jinibara artist. Drawing in my childhood, and then I sort of started taking it more seriously. And it was about 2008. I picked up a paintbrush for the first time. I still have a picture of that first painting. I've come a long way. um, yeah, so probably 2008 is when I started taking it a bit more serious and got right into it instead of just doodling and mucking around. A bit of everything, so cross hatching, dotting. Um, I like to play around a bit with my backgrounds. Um, that sort of come from Uncle Jason teaching me, and thankfully pushing me to not be scared to mix colours and blending and use different textures and just objects even when I'm trying to do a background. So I guess like everyone, it was pretty rough to begin with. And I naturally have shaky hands, but when I paint, for some reason, it's that calming. My hand gets really steady, and over the years, yeah, I think I've just gotten a bit more meticulous with it and pedantic. So with the sort of angles to get that nice diamond shape in the background, and yeah, so not in the beginning, but it just it sort of grew on me, and now I try and almost get it to look like a print, but not, because art's art. It doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, but yeah, I do get a bit OCD with it. So a lot of it actually was my uncle, Jason. Um, just seeing some of his paintings growing up as a kid as well. Um, and then yeah, with him having his art degrees and everything, and he sort of he gets me to think outside the box sometimes, and yeah, just not to be afraid to experiment a bit. And then Uncle Noel with his sort of old school style of art. Yeah, he definitely got me into wood burning a bit more. I only ever done a few wood burnings beforehand because I used to draw a bit, so I'd try and shade with the wood burner as well to give it a bit more detail, because I sort of like to think I'm a bit more of a contemporary Indigenous artist. But so I try and, like with the style, is where I try and get the contemporary in, and then sort of keep it the old ways with the colours and the ochres and stuff like that. But a lot of my stuff, like the eagles and stuff like that, I like using fluorescent coloured paints and metallics, and I've even been known to like tip glitter all over one of my paintings. Like, yeah, I like just to experiment, and sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it turns out better than what I'd pictured it to. So I started off very basic, and it was always sort of, I just had like a set routine with a painting. Like I'd pick an animal and I'd do a few dots here, and it was all very similar. And then Uncle Jason sort of helped me, you know, broaden my pattern, my way of thinking, and just sort of add more things into it, and not be afraid to mix the colours up, and but still use, like I do, all the contemporary highlights and fluoros, and still use all that, but just to sort of also take my time with it to make it work. Otherwise, too much happens at once, and then it's just no good. So I guess that's the big thing. Like with my art, it calms me down, it slows me down, so I can just sort of relax and yeah, take my time with it. And 9 times out of 10, like I won't always have an idea to begin with the painting of what I'm going to paint, and then once I start, it almost paints itself sometimes, and then in the end, normally got a nice, beautiful piece. So just being out on country, and normally it's the little things that you wouldn't notice if you're in the city, like being out here. I don't know, it could be anything. Like, yeah, the mountain picture I took a photo of Mount Archer, Perugia, and I just had to paint it. Like, I didn't set out to do that, but it just sort of come about like that. I recently done a platypus as well, and that was from working with my uncle out at Kilcoy at the creek, because there was a platypus there, and I waited hours to see it, but it didn't come out, so I ended up going home and painting one. So yeah, inspiration, it just comes from, it can come from anywhere. Like, and sometimes I'll get stuck too. So I just need to just come out and take a drive out through Woodford and Kilcoy, and normally something will happen, or I'll get an idea or something. So definitely, I'd have to say, like, being out on country. Art's such a hard game. Like, it's, you just got to push it all the time. So I really just sort of do it for myself, my culture, and I just take it as it comes. Should I ever catch a break with it, that'd be awesome, But I'm just happy with what I'm doing, and it just really helps center me. So yeah, if I'm famous, get famous from it, then awesome. If not, I'm happy just plodding along.